In the SpongeBob cartoon, all three of these places are right next to each other in like their little neighborhood in Bikini Bottom. And there's one gag type character that exists in this universe named Patrick Star. He's the quote unquote dumb guy of the group apparently because he quite literally lives under a rock. As dumb as this may sound, depending on which episode we watch, there's certain gags that imply that his house has plenty of everything he needs there, but it changes every episode. There's even times when it appears that it has different floors or levels, or sometimes the house just seems bigger than it usually is portrayed. But let's analyze him. I mean, he's not a seriously written character, so he can pretty much do anything you can think of. Because he's a freaking cartoon character, he can shapeshift to give himself muscles when the plot needs it, literally grab air even though they're underwater. Yeah, he wouldn't be complete if he couldn't break the fourth wall. He can travel to different comic panels. In a way, you can say this allows him to teleport to different places. I mean, couldn't he just leave the comic pages, go to another earlier point in the story and be like time traveling or something? You know, here's an example of one could argue teleportation. Him and SpongeBob literally have had battles and he's created his own sand mech robot that he can fight with, can make himself get older at will, literally can do some Dragon Ball Z stuff and do the fusion technique, but he doesn't have to do the fusion dance like Dragon Ball Z. He can fuse with literally everybody in Bikini Bottom, him along with SpongeBob fusing their DNA somehow with everybody. He can spontaneously make stuff like pie. There's implications he has some form of telekinesis because he can literally hit himself. And you can literally see the imprints of him hitting himself, where he gets lifted in the air and slamming himself. Can do what the heck he wants, like literally changing size to fit in the toy that he was holding. Yeah, look at his size compared to everybody else. Don't forget he can get larger than normal too. I mean, his body seems to be rubbery. That's why you see their body meld into a lot of different shapes and sizes. This could pretty much help their durability too. Yes, literally, on some Mr. Fantastic type stuff. Similar to SpongeBob, his brain is like a separate dimension. It's like different versions of himself working in his brain. He can consciously interact with things inside of his own brain, like the Department of Thoughts. This is what happens when he overthinks. You can look at him like he has ice manipulation, being able to freeze. He can literally float. Of course, he can regenerate when he loses a limb. Literally almost impossible to kill him, even if he's popped out of existence. Him and SpongeBob can survive his ghost. Yes, his brain is disconnected. Yep. Knows full Nelson wrestling holds. Similarly to how SpongeBob was obsessed with karate, he put Patrick onto this concept. And he does his own workouts. Even though he's supposed to be dumb, he apparently, with SpongeBob, made a clone of Squidward in a scientific type way. What? Their size is not the normal size of normal people. So when you see them lift up stuff, it's not necessarily that impressive in our human standards. Because Patrick and SpongeBob are ridiculously small compared to normal humans, but they're still strong. Let's get into it. First of all, when it comes to Patrick and SpongeBob's strength in general, SpongeBob and Patrick included can lift things many times their own size, like Squidward's house. Not the size of a real building, but impressive for their size. Don't forget, Patrick is next to something, survived something that can literally collapse buildings and, avalanches. Yeah, buildings fall because of, he survived that. Inconsistency is a part of the game, but when we're talking about strength, we have to compare him to SpongeBob. He's matched him in pretty much every way imaginable. So when it comes to the Looney Tune type nature, we can almost kind of assume anything SpongeBob can do, Patrick should be somewhere in that league with them matching each other's muscles. Don't forget, there's times when SpongeBob can literally get as big as planetoids, like the literal size of the moon and crap, via by himself or just literally getting overflowed with water. He can get as big as the moon itself. Remember the ludicrous stuff we see in SpongeBob do, like turning the earth upside down or rotating it? Even in this occasion, like what? So that's right, despite his ludicrous size being way smaller than humans, he can still rotate planets like Earth, just like how characters that are gaggy like SpongeBob can. I mean, when it comes to raw power output, Patrick himself by himself probably could just shatter the Earth, considering that he can make this much ice to cover the entire planet Earth for billions of years, freezing everybody. If he has the energy projection or ice blast power to do this to a planet like Earth, what do you think would happen to a planetoid like the moon when you consider the size difference? So of course, Patrick can devastate planetoids like a moon. I'll just say it, with his powers, reality warping or whatever, his punches, whatever you want to do, his ice, he can blow up the Earth if you wanted to. We've literally seen SpongeBob become bigger than continents or bigger than multiple countries. We've even seen him become the actual Earth itself. Or one can say even straight up bigger than the freaking Earth. Patrick and, the cast and crew in general can survive ridiculous madness, the Earth blowing up, and a black hole they get sucked in, and they can survive something that sucked in the freaking solar system to where they was in a parallel universe.
I've invented a parallel universe!
Well, I thought it was a pretty good idea.
Wait, what did he say? He just made his own parallel universe of SpongeBob itself? we know they're fictional characters, right? We know their universe is within the comic book, but what if I told you he can actually rip stuff he's not supposed to rip? Like, he's ripping the very confines of the universe, being able to rip the comic itself. See, it's moments like this that would imply he could shatter the universe right down the middle by tearing the very fabric of the universe. How the heck do you explain this? He distorting the universe itself. Like, look at this in slow motion. He literally ripped the universe apart. What happened here? Did he move the universe upward or something? Like, there's another reason why matching SpongeBob is impressive is because we've literally seen SpongeBob destroy the Milky Way galaxy and the universe itself. When we're talking about point A to point B speed, we've actually technically seen Patrick run from Bikini Bottom all the way to the freaking sun. Oh, not to mention he can withstand the heat of the sun, by the way, somehow without dying, apparently. Yeah, and he came back that quick. That's speed. I did my own count. He did all this in less than 15 seconds. If we assume he did this 15 seconds on the dot, that's 66 times faster than the speed of light. Not to mention in combat speed, he can keep up with SpongeBob, who can move his hands so fast that he can unravel the universe. Like, how fast do you have to pull a string to do all of this to the Milky Way galaxy and the whole universe? Like, I don't know how Patrick did this, but he apparently invented a whole new parallel universe in like literally less than a minute. Like, this has to be speed, sort of. I don't know how he did this, but yeah, that could be speed because he did make another universe. Word to the wise, don't mess with gag characters. But hit that like button for me real quick, guys. And thanks for the donations, guys. Respect Patrick Star. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.